Hi, my name is Lettie and I create brushes, workbooks and tutorials for Procreate. In today's tutorial we are going to paint a cute mermaid using, of course, Procreate and some default brushes. The project we are going to do is included in this workbook, How to Draw Cute and Easy Mermaids. And it is on page 15. We are going to follow these instructions and since the sketch is already here, we will do this in no time. Well, of course, you can sketch your own character following the instructions on the previous page. These instructions. Okay, so the first step is to color the lines and paint a silhouette and background using these colors. Step 1. Color lines, silhouette and background. Let's pick the color for the lines, go to the sketch layer, and with 2 fingers turn on alpha lock, then tap on the layer and fill layer. Now the sketch is colored. Let's change its blend mode to multiply so it kind of blends with the rest of the layers. For the mermaid silhouette, we want to create a new layer and place it just below the sketch layer. Let me turn on the reference companion window to see the steps without constantly zooming in and zooming out, and also be able to pick the colors we need. Let's grab this one and well, we can outline the silhouette using the Studio Pen brush and then fill it with color drop. Or we can go back to the sketch layer and use the selection tool, automatic option, this way. As you can see, we can adjust the selected areas by sliding our pencil across the screen. We have selected the background, so tap Invert to select the mermaid. Go to the silhouette layer and fill the selected area. Easy peasy. If something doesn't look good, we can use a eraser to fix it. Let's use the selection tool as well for the background. Pick the greenish color, create a new layer, rename it if you want to have your layers panel organized, and selection tool again, but this time tap on rectangle. Area selected and fill layer. It intersects with the hair, so let's make it a little bigger. Freeform. Now, step 2. Shadows and light. Let's make this window bigger and move it here. It is easier to compare things when they are the same size and close to each other. Now we want to create 2 new layers above the silhouette layer. Set one of them to multiply. We are going to paint the shadows on this one. So shadows, new layer, set it to overlay, and rename the layer, lights or lighting. Okay, let's start adding shadows. We are going to use this color and the noise brush. Okay, I forgot to turn both layers into clipping masks, and that's an important step to keep the shadows only visible on the silhouette. Now let's imagine that the light comes from here because she is on the water. So this area will be in shadow, this one too. The light hits here, so this part is in shadow. The same here. The face casts a shadow on the neck, the nose on the philtrum, the upper lids are in shadow, this part too. Now the part of the arms that are not facing up. Of course, the shells and the belly button. Let's do the tail. And we will darken a bit more some areas. And we are done with shadows. Let's do the lights. We are going to pick this color, select the lights layer, and we are going to paint the areas that are facing our imaginary light source. Basically, we just need to paint on the opposite side of the shadows. So here, here, here. Okay, you got this. So let me do this fast mode. Step 3. Blocking out colors. Now we are going to use these 3 colors for painting the hair, shells and tail of our mermaid. Pick one of the colors and create a new clipping mask just above the silhouette layer. The arrow means that it is already a clipped layer, so let's change its name to tail. Go to the inking set, grab the studio pen, and simply draw a closed shape around the tail and drop the color in. Create a new clipping mask, name it Shells, pick the color for the shells, and since they are small, we are going to paint them the traditional way. We need another clipping mask for the hair. Let's pick the color and draw a closed area. I recommend coloring different parts on different layers so we can easily adjust their hue, saturation and brightness if needed. But if you don't have enough layers available, you can color everything on the same layer, okay? I am going to create just one more clipping mask for adding some details. In this case, we are going to use the noise brush. Here it is. Let's paint the cheeks. The color looks a little different because of the overlay blend mode we use on the lights layer. It seems I added more light to this area in this video. Well, it looks nice anyway. Let's paint the eyes too. Okay, we are ready for adding the final touches. Step 4. Refining the illustration. Go to the tail layer. We are going to erase here and here to create a smoother transition between the body and the tail, and more noticeable fins. So, erase tool, materials, noise brush. And just erase. Well, it looks much better, right? Now we are going to use the smudge tool to make a nicer hairline. But in this case, we are going to use the turpentine brush that it is in the painting set. Okay, since we already selected the brush, just tap and hold on the smudge tool. Here it is. And, well, go to the right layer, that's important, and just flick your pencil this way. From the forehead to the hair and from the hair to the forehead until it looks good to you. How is it looking? Um, I think we need to make this part brighter. Yeah, let's go to the lights layer. Pick the color we used before. And the brush. And go over the area. It seems we reached the maximum brightness here, so if we want more, we can either duplicate the layer, see? Or create a new layer, make it a clipping mask, paint on it, and then set its blend mode to lighten, screen, or add, depending on how strong you want to go with your highlights. On the tail, we are going to create a nice shiny effect with the glimmer brush. So, new layer. Let's name it after the brush we are going to use next. Make it a clipping mask. The glimmer brush is in the luminance set. And I am going to use the same colors, but feel free to experiment with any others. Step 5. Background. The character is done, so let's focus on the background. Create a new layer. We are going to draw some air bubbles using the 6B pencil. Choose white and let's see if we have to change the size of the brush. Yeah, it's too big. Now it's better. We could create more detailed bubbles, but we won't this time because we don't want to take the attention away from the mermaid, okay? Now we are going to erase the borders of our grayish-green rectangle using the turpentine brush. Just because I think it looks nicer this way. So just go around the borders this way. What do you think? Does it look better to you too? We can also add a grainy texture to our background using the noise tool. It is under adjustments. We can choose from 3 different types of noise. I'll choose ridges and zoom in for you to see what this does. And slide right on the canvas. About 6% looks grainy enough to me. We can adjust the appearance of the noise with the sliders, but this is really a matter of personal preference, so feel free to play around with this tool. Okay, um, just missing the highlights in the eyes. I'll add them. That's it! Hope you have enjoyed this practice. As always, a huge thank you to all my Patreon and Gumroad supporters, without whom I would not be able to continue doing this. And well, thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye!